So I just wanted to tag team with Carrie a little bit because I thought that maybe there were some things that I could add about your medical information. So I'm going to encourage you to really read your reports because I have to tell you, there's some things you need some questions answered. Dr. Racy did me a big favor earlier today because he mentioned that post-stenotic dilatation. My husband had his first valve surgery in 1990. They did an angiogram, amongst other tests, before his valve surgery. And those papers were in a file at that hospital for many years, and we never saw them. But when his aneurysm was found, and we were in fear and trembling going to, on our own, go see a surgeon, they asked for the information from the hospital. And so those papers had been gathering dust for years. They got taken out, and eventually we saw them. And it was a big shock to me because I couldn't really comprehend that anyone might have noted an enlargement in his aorta in 1990 and never mentioned it. But today we have that piece of paper. Someone actually took the trouble to draw. They drew his aortic valve with the stenosis. And above it they drew the aorta, and it was bulging out. And they printed in words, post-stenotic dilatation. And no one ever said a word to either of us. No one ever thought that maybe they should check up on that theory, that it was his own bicuspid aortic valve, severely, critically really narrowed and calcified, that caused that bulge. So no one checked him. And the first person he owes his life to is an echo tech that went high enough on the aorta and found a 5.2 centimeter aneurysm 11 years later. It wasn't post-stenotic dilatation. That stenosis was gone a long time ago. So I never knew it was there, and it bothers me to this day. So get your records, look at them. And if you see something interesting, ask questions. Promise me you'll do that, okay? Promise me. So if you have a bicuspid aortic valve, see what they said about your aorta. And even if they say that's a nice tri-leaflet valve, remember Richard Houchin that you met today where the image was missed? And maybe somebody else in your family has some valve issue. Maybe it is bicuspid in your blood relative. Well, what about your aorta? Read your reports, get what you can, and then find a way to partner with a physician that will explain and answer your questions. Don't let that report lie in a file somewhere without being looked at by your eyes too.